Mitchell, why are you falling asleep?
I'm tired. Sleepy. I'm an SG.
What's an SG?
Sleepy guy.
So how was your weekend?
It was alright.
What'd you do?
It's mostly family stuff. Cleaned up a bit around the house. Went to see my parents with the little guy.
Yeah? That's always nice.
Yeah, except from the moment we got there, he wanted to go home. So that makes them feel nice.
Oh.
I don't want to be here. I want to go home with Mommy.
Yeah.
And
Not
he's
even
so
with
verbal.
Mommy and Daddy.
No, just Mommy. And like we told him, Mommy had to leave to go do some work. So she's going to be home before we get home, though. So all evening. Is Mommy home yet? Can we go to Mommy? We're at Bobby and Zadie's. I don't want to be here. Oh.
Oh, that must have crushed them.
Yeah, they don't like hearing that.
Right now, Tanner's going through this phase. If I'm like, if I go, Tanner, I love you. He goes, no.
No.
I'm like, Tanner, I love you. No.
He just told you. Yeah.
Do you love Mommy? No.
No.
Do you love Daddy? No.
What
He
about
doesn't-
Everin? Does he love Everin?
He doesn't love anybody right now. He's in a, if you ask him anything love related, it's a no.
Oh, that's nice.
Kids. They say the darndest things and they can, it's a phase, right?
Yeah, it goes until they're what, 18, 19?
Joe,
Well,
did
for
the kids
sure
ever
not
do that?
14, 15, because Allie definitely doesn't love me yet.
Oh, come on. I'm sure she loves you.
Our entire conversation, the drive down today, was about why do you roll your eyes and give me dirty looks when I said, Allie, can you turn off the lights, please?
Because you asked her to do something.
Yeah, it's like
But how old is she?
14, going to be 15.
Well, that's the age.
Next week.
Ooh.
Next week?
You need to get her something.
Happy birthday.
Maybe a new iPhone case.
Do you know?
Maybe a new iPhone.
No.
She broke the screen. Did you hear?
I heard.
No, she wants to go to Port Hope. This is her big birthday plans.
Is that like on the 13th for the motorcycle rally thing?
That's like the Hell's
Is that no? It's
Angels,
Port
isn't it?
Dover. That's Port Dover.
Port
Oh, my
Dover.
bad, my bad.
No, and hers is on the 10th. No, it's apparently where they filmed the movie It.
Oh.
Oh, did they?
Apparently.
Port Hope. Well, I go fishing around there.
Did you want to take Allie for her birthday? She's all yours. Just don't ask her to turn off a light.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. What?
That's just a lot of dead air.
I can get rid of that. That's fine. This is extra legroom. Stretch out. Mitchell's tired. Stretch, Mitchell. No.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. No, enough of the too much fart humor. All I've been doing is editing fart humor.
Farts are funny.
They are funny.
I actually right back onto farts.
Oh, let's go.
This morning, I think I've mentioned on the show before here that my wife and I sleep in separate rooms.
Yeah.
So that means you have your own separate bathroom as well.
No, well, yes, I guess technically. She has an ensuite. I use the upstairs bathroom in in between all the rooms.
So will you sleep downstairs though, don't you?
No. So I sleep in the guest room upstairs.
Okay.
So we're on the same floor. So this morning, I waking up and let a little one rip, and I just hear her laughing from the other room. I'm like, "You're laughing at my farts?" She's in there giggling away when she heard my fart.
See?
It's the simple things. That's how you make a marriage work.
Joanne,
You keep her smiling.
farts can bring people together.
No. I
You
don't want to
disagree.
test that one. Nope. Maybe from a boy. I know it's sexist to say, but from boys is okay. Johnny
I'm
can fart
offended.
all he wants. I just don't want to fart.
So if I was married to a fartless woman,
I'd be worried.
I didn't say heartless. I said fartless.
How could you be so fartless?
Oh my God, I have a theme song.
What?
Yay.
That's your new theme song? What I would do is I would lock you in a room.
Okay.
And I would order chili and beans and
That's like forcible confinement.
No. Whatever. We'll make it romantic if you want. Okay. But you're chill in there until you're letting them rip.
But I'm telling you,
It's going to bring us closer together, Joe.
No, even after my surgery where they like pump you with gas, they felt like my hernia was filled. You could see it. And I still, nope.
Is this why you have a hernia?
It's possible.
Is it all the years of just containing
Pent up
built up
farts?
If you push on the hernia, do you hear a little like...
Not from my bum, but... Oh my God! How is this a freaking show today?
What?
No, you don't hear it from my
Not
bum.
from my bum.
But you actually...
Not from my bum.
So where do
No,
you hear it from?
You actually hear the hernia like suck back in. You hear like this sound. It's gross. It
Ew,
is
that's
gross.
disgusting.
It's really
Can we
gross.
talk
It's
about
like
something else?
Okay,
It's
yeah.
an internal...
Let's move on.
It's like what happens when they open you up though for the surgery. It's just like
Like everyone is like, holy shit!
You said that Megan's had hernia surgery, right?
she has.
Where was her hernia?
It
belly
was
button?
what?
Was
No,
it
it
belly
was
button?
low. It was like pelvis.
So you couldn't see it stick out.
Not while she was wearing clothes.
It's weird. It's weird, right? Like my belly button actually like, whoop. It's pretty gross. I think it's gross.
I'll tell you guys a funny story
yay.
off air.
No,
No.
Fill us in.
It's an off air story. Sorry, guys.
You
Sorry,
better not
listeners. This is not for you.
That's bullshit. I have no secrets.
Well, that's good for you. I'd like to keep my marriage intact.
All right. Well, okay. So let's do our best not to do any fart or whatever. Okay, come on, guys. Let's keep it classy.
That's
Now.
the end of farts.
As we know it. Well, for Joanne, anyways. I can assure you of that. Oh, here we go.
No farts.
Here we go. Mitchell's sigh burps. It's like a sigh of relief or... Anyways, okay. Now, last episode... Oh, wait a second. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I got to get it
The
straight.
one before.
No, I know. I got to get it straight. It's not... Sometimes we do multiple episodes, and then I'll put something here. I'll put something there. Anyways.
What was it called?
Last episode was called Dengue Fever.
But that one's currently not up?
Not yet. It's not up
Okay.
yet.
By the time you're listening to this, it
obviously,
will be
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So, no, we're definitely going to be putting out at least 2 episodes today.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm trying to do for my listeners out there for the few.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Miles. This one's for you guys.
Spread the word.
Please?
Oh, speaking of Miles, I ate that soup. Holy Jesus.
It's good, right?
That was good soup.
It's good. It's
Yep.
really good.
Yep. Okay, so dengue fever, right? Now, I recently had this episode. It was a very good episode. Me and Mitch, Joanne was not there, right?
She was home with.
What?
Not Corona.
Not dengue fever.
That's good. Just making sure.
No, it was some like norovirus.
No, I think it was bad Caesar salad. I honestly do. Because Johnny didn't get affected. When there's 10 of us in a house and only 3 of us are like fighting for bathroom space, I don't think it was a flu.
But didn't everyone eat the Caesar salad?
No.
So only the
Yeah.
3 of you ate the Caesar salad?
Yeah, and it
And-
seemed like whoever ate the most of it got it the worst. Like it was in order of.
Was the Caesar dressing expired?
No,
Did you
but
check?
yeah, we checked, but it wasn't. And I had just bought it from Costco.
Yeah, but if you leave
maybe
Was it
out.
was it
left out.
Renee's?
No, it was some organic.
Oh,
something,
that's
some-
where you went wrong. You got to get the chemical ones. The organic ones can go bad real quick. You don't even know.
Or maybe you left it out.
Maybe it was that freaking drive back home from the Woodbridge Costco.
No, but there's
Back
also
home.
hasn't there been a lot of issues with romaine lettuce,
Romaine lettuce, yeah.
in the past weeks?
And it was like it hit with a headache. That's how it all started. Each of us with this headache, and then Gianluca wakes up at 2:30 in the morning. Mommy, why do I feel like I'm gonna vomit? I was like,
Bleh.
"Oh, that's great.
So we went from farting to now we're going to
sorry.
make
Burping
vomiting.
to vomiting.
Okay, so tell me, what is dengue fever?
So
Is it a
dengue
fever?
fever is a mosquito transmitted virus, and you can die from it, and it's quite prevalent in South America and North America. So in the last week, there's been a couple of reports from Canadians that have actually contracted this
What?
sickness or virus, if you will.
You
Okay,
said from a mosquito.
it's a mosquito
Isn't
transmitted.
it too cold from mosquitoes?
Yeah, so it wasn't here, but it was in
Oh.
Jamaica. So there was a Canadian
Oh.
in Jamaica who was 26 years old, and she ended up dying from this.
Holy crap.
Also, a lady came back from Cuba, and it took about 11 days while she was on intensive care or on, I don't know. They made it seem like she was on like life support almost while they tried to figure out what she had, because it's not like the common thing for us anyways, but you can get it. So we decided, let's discuss this because we need to inform the public. We need to let people know, right? As good travel agents, we really should. So I wasn't aware of this at the time, but apparently Prague, who was supposed to be here this morning for an interview, has lived through dengue fever. He got it in India.
According to him.
Well, that's
Was
a
it
part of
diagnosed? Like, do they?
Well, this is the part that we need to discuss. I did have a quick interview with him the other day that I wanted to play. A part of this episode. However, and then we were going to do part 2 of that interview. But while I was editing it, Prague listened to it, and he's like, I don't sound like that, do I? And I was like, yeah, that's how you sound. He goes, I sound stupid. I'm like, no, you sound fine. He goes, no. I don't give you permission to air that. I'm like, what? What do you mean? He goes, no, you don't have my permission to air that. I'm like, yeah, but I asked you if you wanted to do an interview, and you were like, fine with it. He's like, no. So he jumps on my computer and he erases it.
So he told me he had deleted an interview he did with you. He said him, and Roger were just shooting the shit, and he deleted it. But I didn't realize he felt. You think that's why he's not here now? He panicked about how he would sound?
I think the 21-year-old is sleeping.
Probably.
So let's give him a quick call, see if he's on his way for the interview or not. Are you calling him, Joe?
Nope, I'm checking to see. Wait, I'm checking to see if he.
And then Mitchell, maybe you can do a coronavirus update.
He was on Instagram. It says active today, but it does not tell.
Coronavirus update. It's not good. It seems to be spreading.
Thank you for the update, Mitchell.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, things are not getting any better, really. I mean, there's even been another now confirmed case here in Toronto. I mean, headline on CNN is 3 new outbreak clusters emerge as deadly virus spreads. That's the main headline on CNN right now.
The passenger on an Air Canada flight from
Vancouver.
Wasn't it Montreal to Vancouver?
Yes.
Yeah, confirmed case.
Confirmed case. On the 22nd of February, they just got the results. It was a week ago. So this person traveled with coronavirus.
No, 22nd of February?
Yeah.
Isn't it the 24th?
Today's the 24th.
Yeah, but it was a week before that they traveled. They just got the results on the 22nd.
Oh, I see.
So this person traveled, infected how many how many people we don't know?
Well, it's not an airborne thing. It's a droplet thing. So if you have someone that's like spitting up a storm while speaking with you.
What if this person had a sip of a ginger ale on their flight and then put the cup down and then the lovely Air Canada air attendant, whatever they're called, came to pick it up and put it in the garbage can. Nobody realized anything.
Was she wearing gloves?
I hope so.
Well, she should have been wearing gloves. And if she wasn't wearing gloves and then decided to scratch her eye or something like that or rub her eye.
Well, listen to this. I think you had mentioned the Middle East and Iran one of our last episodes.
Yes.
Do you know what the confirmed number of cases is now there?
In Iran?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to say 8.
So it's 50.
What?
But wait a second. I read that wrong. Death toll in Iran is 50. Not even confirmed cases. 50 dead.
That's not good.
5 have died in Italy. South Korea announced 231 new cases, now bringing the nation total to 830.
Wow.
It is spreading quickly in South Korea and Italy.
So how many cases in Italy right now? I thought I saw something like
130 were announced this morning.
I thought there was 200 and some odd cases in Italy. I could have sworn I read something like
This
that.
just says 5 people have died. Doesn't say how many new cases. But the total death toll worldwide is now up to 2,600.
So, T.Italians on Instagram, more than 130 people in Italy have tested positive for the coronavirus. Milan's schools are set to close and public events canceled.
It's getting scary out there.
Italy grapples with the worst coronavirus outbreak outside of Asia.
I heard they canceled a soccer or football match, depending on who you want to talk to about it. But they canceled I think it was a Serie A or something. Yeah, no, I think they canceled a big event. They didn't want this to potentially spread.
Interesting.
They're being overly cautious.
Chinese
It's about
government
time.
approves decision to ban consumption of wild animals.
What? Say this again, Mitchell.
Chinese government approves decision to ban consumption of wild animals.
What does that mean? See, listen,
The use of wild animals for scientific research, medicine, and exhibition will now need to go through examination and approval.
It's about
In
fucking
other
time.
news, Seahigh has extended to March
Chicken
8th,
bacon strips.
Whoa.
so we can get this week and next week.
So what's considered a wild animal? What isn't? I mean, a cow is a wild animal, no?
Not if it's on a farm.
Then it's a domesticated animal.
I'm
Does it-
assuming so
I
because
mean-
it's got boundaries, right?
Doesn't say here.
I don't know. What about quail? What about like ducks?
What about fish when you go fishing?
Those are wild.
So yeah, you're right. They totally did have to postpone games. Inter Milan and Sampdoria among the Serie A games that are postponed.
Hey,
Wow.
Zeus. So Italy's a big seller for the world, I would imagine. It's one of those places, right? You want to go to, you want to see the Vatican, you want to see the Colosseum, you want to go to, I don't know, wherever, right? Huge tourist destination every summer, every spring, every summer. How many cruises are going out of Rome and Venice,
It is
right?
not going to be a good year for Italy with Alitalia and now this.
Ah, yeah.
Cheese, Luigi.
Is it? I think I read Alitalia is they're on the verge.
No, I heard they're liquidating.
I
Like
think
they're
that's
selling their planes.
Air Italy.
It's not the same thing.
No, there's an Air Italy and there's an Alitalia. Those are two
Isn't
different.
that just the Italian translation?
I don't think so. I think their logos are different.
I do not know of this. Let's
Can
see,
we
Mitch.
can we confirm? Mitchell is the fact finder today.
Mr. Google.
But yeah, it's not a good scene with this coronavirus. A lot of countries have canceled flights. I know that Turkey, a bordering country with Iran and Iraq. There's also some cases in Iraq, by the way. I think they've got about, I don't know, half a dozen or so cases there. And countries are closing off borders with Iran. There's been like at least half a dozen flights canceled from Iran to Turkey, which is a major thing. I don't know if Germany will be following suit, because that's also another major hub to get in and out of Tehran. So it's scary. But what needs to happen, I think...
They're different.
What? 95%, Mitchell? What do I say, Joe?
You are right. You're right. 95% of the time. There's a very little 5%, but 95. You're right.
Well, I think it's important when we're like, hey, don't fly these guys because they're going to go bankrupt.
Well,
and then
I
we
mean,
send them on something else.
Alitalia is still pretty shady.
It is shady, but they're still kicking, and it's Air Italy that's not, right?
Correct.
Okay, now that that's clarified. But this is what we do. What we do is, regardless if we're having a show or not, we're going to discuss what's going on in the news so that we're all on the same page with the warnings and bankruptcies.
So what was the moral of the story with our special guest, Prague?
Well, he didn't answer. He didn't answer, so I cannot confirm or deny if he did receive a diagnosis of dengue fever.
Does he mean he might have it right now and that's why he's not here?
No, but he's always sick. He is always sick.
Always. I totally was like, wow, look how much I'm talking today. But today you're on the bottom.
Oh. Are you in the middle?
I don't know. Wait.
Who is in the middle?
Testing.
Who's
testing.
the sandwich?
I'm
Who's
on
the
top
meat?
today. Oh, Mitchell's in the middle.
It's a Mitchell sandwich.
Whoa.
You're the bacon in our chicken bacon stick.
How am I bacon?
Am I the
Because
stick?
isn't it wrapped around? Isn't the bacon in the middle?
Yeah, I guess.
It's sort of beside.
It's kind of, no, it's like,
Not in the middle.
it's like braided.
Okay, I'm getting hungry. Let's stop with the chicken bacon.
We can get it today. Nothing's stopping us. We don't have to wait till Thursday. You know what?
Did
We
you
could even get it
did
today
you guys have it
and
last
Thursday.
week?
Yeah, you weren't here.
Son of a...
We had it on the Thursday. We saved you a piece, but then we ate it because it was delicious.
It's a thought.
Cory
Thank you.
enjoyed it. It's expensive though. I'll tell you that. One order of the chicken bacon sticks and 2 egg rolls and a small plum sauce. $25.
Plum sauce was pretty good, actually.
It's this like homemade deliciousness. Yeah, we're getting it today, I think.
All right, bank account's all good. We're getting chicken bacon
Are
today.
you sure? You need to double check to make sure no money's been disappearing. You need to change.
Moving along.
I'm just saying. You need to probably switch.
Is that stretch not the greatest?
that was a good stretch.
I apologize to.
I was away from the mic.
They still are picking that up. It's very
I can
sensitive.
pick it up.
Can I tell you the greatest story this morning?
No, I'd like to not hear.
You know, we're
would.
trying
It's
to
a
do
good one.
we're trying to do an entertaining show, so we're gonna have to pass on your story. No, please go ahead, Joe. Of course you can.
I'm gonna cry. I went to go get coffee this morning at Tim Hortons, and we've had the same lady helping us. And you know how usually service not the greatest. I think I found the greatest Tim Hortons.
What was her background?
I'm assuming she's from Barrie. She was very.
She's
Barrie.
white.
Yes.
Okay.
Very
White.
Barrie. So we went through the other day, and Gianluca wanted a hot chocolate, but make sure it has lots of milk so it's cold. So I was like, I'm really sorry. Can you please? And like, that's gotta be a pain in the ass when people are like, can you add this? Can you change this? Can you do this? And she's like, oh my God, no worries, dear. Of course. I'll do half milk, half hot chocolate. Do you want me to add a sleeve or a second cup? And I was like, wow. All right. This morning we're going through, and he says, Mommy, can you get me an iced cap? Because I want whipped cream. So I ordered it, and she's like, I'm so sorry. We don't have ice caps this morning. I said, okay, can I get an iced coffee? But can you add whipped cream? And this woman must be thinking like, Jesus, you're picky. And right away, oh, of course, yeah, no problem. I'll add some whipped cream. And then we get up to the woman. She's like, did you want me to do it with ice or without ice? Is he particular? I was like, wow, phenomenal customer service, right?
That's pretty.
It's not the kind of service you are accustomed.
No, not at all.
No.
So then I said that to her. I was like, honestly, you've made his day. Like, you always go above and beyond. Thank you so much. And she said it's because her son, who is 23, is autistic and has very particular things that can set him off, ruin his day, make it a good day. So she's more attentive to how she can help people. And she told me, she's like, for example, yesterday morning, he's just on this kick of he eats rice cakes all the time. She ate the last one. She's like, he came into my room at 3:00 this morning and woke me up and said, good morning, Mommy. Are you going to go shopping now? And she's like, why am I going shopping? And he said, because you ate my rice cakes and that's what I would like right now. She said, I woke up and I went grocery shopping at Walmart 3:00 in the morning because he so nicely came and asked me. I was like, oh, come on. That's not like just somebody with a freaking heart of gold.
Very nice lady, sounds
Wow.
like.
Shout out to the Tim Hortons in Barrie. How many are there? There's 3. So out of what?
Mapleview exit.
No, it's actually the en route just after
the
Maple.
en route.
The
Yeah.
en route. The en route.
Do they have a
Yeah.
Burger King there?
No, I think it's an A&W.
Did you get her name?
I didn't, but I will. I'll make
You
sure the
should.
next time I do.
We should write a little letter and shout her out.
I should, because that's
We
like a
should.
few times now that she.
Maybe
You
we
know
should have her on the
what?
show.
Maybe
No, she's
I
in
should
Barrie.
grab some rice cakes and bring them to her tomorrow morning.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It would. Maybe that's what I will do.
Wow.
That would probably snag you some free coffee here and there.
Maybe, or some whipped cream at least. So,
Thank you for letting me speak.
oh, no worries. I don't know if I wanted to say this or not, but The last time I had a white person help me out at a Tim Hortons. What? Are we getting into the ultra sensitive here?
Nope,
I'm
I'm
just
still
saying,
listening.
GTA. The last time you go to Tim Hortons all the time, Mitchell, I see you every morning with the Tim Hortons coffee.
Yeah, the particular location that I frequent, I don't think there's any white people that work there.
Okay, cool.
But if you go to like a St. Catharines, a Barrie, a Guelph, a London,
There's white people,
there's white people.
but everywhere else,
Well, it's just demographics.
I guess so. Is it not a good job?
I know someone who used to work at one. We could have them on as a guest if you'd like.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
I've heard some stories about the comings and goings of Tim Hortons, the behind the scenes, if you will.
The crappy customers like me that ask, "Can you please?"
Oh,
get
they
me
definitely don't
change?"
like when you're like, can I get a quarter of this and a half that? And
Can I have a
like,
double quarter
roll
French
their eyes.
vanilla?
Why
Yeah.
did you get that this morning when you
every time. But
So I ordered a dark roast, regular, with a quarter French vanilla. What? It's not that complicated.
I don't know, Cory.
So what? You just like you made it a point to be like, this isn't for me.
This one's not for me, just to let you know.
I'm not the trouble.
like, if you need to spit in this one, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
You said it was piping hot today.
It was pretty hot.
Piping hot.
It was
I
pretty
said
hot.
piping hot.
Yeah. Yours wasn't. You got a steep tea, and it was.
I got
like
a steep
lukewarm.
tea, and it. Who is Luke? What makes something lukewarm?
I don't know. I remember Luc et Martine
What's that?
What?
traversent la rue
I don't know what you're talking about.
et la petite chien Fido.
Something about a small dog?
Yeah, I got that part too.
That's good. So yeah, they used to have all these stories, and when you're in French immersion, and it was always Luc and Martine and whatever. So I assume Luc's French.
Do you know Louis La Grenouille too?
No.
He almost spit out his dark roast.
I do not know Louis de Grenouille.
What about Pepe Le Pew?
Pepe Le Pew, he's my friend. He's a little stinky, but I like him.
I love Pepe.
So it's scary, as usual, doom and gloom on the show.
Well, I mean, the coronavirus was like ramping down. Now it's kind of like ramping back up again.
Well, the problem is that you have a lot of countries that maybe are not
Prepared.
They're not prepared. They're not testing. They don't have I don't know.
Like 830 cases in South Korea in like a week's time.
It's scary because they've gone under the radar, and then all these people start dying. Now,
I think I mentioned this in a previous episode. That's South Korea. We don't know what's going on in North Korea, and one would stand to argue that they probably have cases there, but they do not have the medical infrastructure to deal with it.
well, North Korea decided to play the 30-day challenge.
The what?
Remember I said,
Yeah.
let's not travel for 30 days,
Oh,
stay within your
yes.
country. So they did it. They actually did it.
I don't think they really let anyone out of the country normally anyways. I don't think you can just travel from North Korea.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I mean, they can now claim to do that for the next year and get away with it.
We're just being ultra safe.
Jeez. By the way,
Little-
I think this is a good time. The opinions expressed do not represent that of Promenade Travel
Or its affiliates.
or its affiliates or any of its suppliers or the furniture here, which may get farted on by Joanne. Oh, sorry, that's my own rule. We're not going to discuss that. So preparedness. Some countries need to get there. Some, and that's the problem, is that it's a small world, and things are gonna fall through the cracks, unfortunately. But this is a big one. Everyone woke up crying in the middle of the night. He said he had a bad dream.
Was it about coronavirus?
He said that there were a bunch of old people that were dying. This is his dream, man. His kid's like,
Is he watching the news?
no. So I was like, where was this? Because when I was a kid, I had some weird dreams, but they would sometimes come to fruition, which is, I don't know. And we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. But, so he had this dream. And I asked him, I'm like, who died? And he said, a lot of old people, a lot of like really old people. And I said, where was this happening? Was this happening and I was like, what do they look like?
And he looked you dead in the eye and he said, Wuhan.
No.
Oh, because that would have been freaky.
No, he said, I was like, was this happening? Where was this happening in the world? Was it happening? He said Canada.
Oh, that's worse than Wuhan.
So it's scary. It's scary. Our industry is going to take a huge hit. I was watching a little bit of Fox News last night.
That's entertaining.
Wow. First of all, news in the States, I don't really want to upset any of our listeners, but it depends on what you're listening to, on the perspective or whatever, because some have a Democratic, some have a
It's
Republican.
a little biased.
It doesn't get more biased. It doesn't. In the States, like, I couldn't believe it. But anyways, so they went on to say a couple of things. Number one, they were reporting how Trump was super upset that the Americans that were let off the ship that were positive, he said he wanted them to stay. He said,
Keep them
in Japan until they're all good, and then bring them back. No worries. But someone didn't agree with him on that. And they were like, nah, fuck that. Come on, guys, get on the plane.
Against the president's orders.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. So there was that, okay, which was... And then they were talking about the cruise industry and how it's taking a hit. So this is hearsay, but the reporter said that he was speaking to someone that worked at the Miami Port Authority. And he says that cruises are actually leaving about, I don't know, 10 or 15% capacity.
Oh,
Wow.
no one's going on.
Everyone's canceling. So that's also very scary. And then they said,
That sounds like a cheap cruise to me.
well, I guess if you want a good price.
Way to put a positive spin. That's not usually like you.
Pessimistic? Mitchell.
I mean, the odds of you getting it now on like a...
Well, you never know. You were
On
just
the
saying how
Caribbean?
all of these cases and clusters are popping up in the world.
Yeah.
So what if one of these people jump on a next cruise? I mean, Diamond Princess wasn't bad enough. And remember, nothing's stronger than a diamond.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, sorry, those are my keys. So, he went on to say he got a doctor on, and the doctor was talking about how this
doctor?
is, yeah, air quotes. No, he's a doctor. He's like, there are some cases, this and that, but it's not a big deal. He was totally downplaying the coronavirus, and he said that it's a droplet transmitted disease or virus. It's not something that's airborne or whatever. So if you're on the plane, you literally have to be like...
Coughed on, kind of?
Yeah, or playing kissy face with the infected. Yep. Okay, cool. Then he went on to say that, listen, I don't know, less than 3,000 people have died worldwide. He says 14,000 plus people die from the flu in the States every year. So this ain't shit. That's what he's saying. No air quotes. I paraphrased.
Okay, I'm waiting, but...
And then they went on to be like, yeah, continue to go crazy. Go travel and go whatever, and economy's good, and rah-rah siskumba.
So it's just all BS.
Very scary how they're downplaying it. Don't downplay it. It's not about, I don't want to create a hysteria, okay? But Italy's doing sort of some pretty quick, very quick responses and have shut down games, schools,
Public gatherings.
like the whole city. I think this is a problem I hear more in the north.
Aye, in the north.
So I don't know about Italy this year. I don't know if this is gonna.
Italy's such a popular spot
I know,
though, for
yeah.
the summer.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's northern Italy. You could still like do Rome or the Amalfi. It's nowhere around there. Reported yet?
I mean, I don't
It's a
know.
big country.
It's gonna happen eventually.
It's a boot.
And a ball.
And a ball.
The opinions expressed do not represent that of Promenade Travel or any of its affiliates or suppliers or furniture. This is Extra Legroom. Unbuckle your seatbelt, relax, stretch out. I hope you're not confined to tight quarters. Don't take yourself so seriously. The opinions expressed do not represent that of Promenade Travel Agency or its suppliers or its affiliates or its furniture. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to say the wrong thing. No, and I'm afraid. I don't know what you guys think about this ultra sensitive society, and like all of a sudden I'm mocking this ethnicity or that ethnic. You know what? I'm going to tell you a story, and I'll let you guys be the judge of this, okay? So, I used to work at a call center. I'm not going to get into what call center or whatever. Okay. Now, I was amongst the minority here. Okay? I don't know why, but there was a handful of white people. Okay? White people. What? And there was a lot of like Asians, East Asians, a lot of Indian people. Okay? And some of them would have fun with the callers. Yep.
Tisk.
Yep. I had this one guy who was like, I'm going to get this guy to say it's okay that you hold me. And I said, what? He's like, no, I'm going to get this guy on the phone. The next caller is going to say, they're going to say, it's okay, please hold me. And I was like, I don't know how you're going to do this. So phone rings and whatever, and he gets on the phone, like talking. Now he's got an Indian accent, so I'm going to throw it out there, okay? But this is what the conversation that I'm listening to sounds a little bit like. Sir, I understand you're very upset. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold you for a couple of minutes. I'm going to talk to the supervisor, and I will get back to you, okay? But if it's okay, I'm just going to hold you. Just for a minute. I'm going to hold you. It's okay, I can hold you. And then he puts it on speakerphone, and the gentleman says, yes, you can hold me. Please hold me. And everyone erupts in laughter.
It's pretty funny.
It was a true story. Now, did my accent offend?
I'm offended a little
Wow.
bit.
Are you
No,
really?
I'm not offended.
Okay.
Why would it offend me? Well, that's the whole part of the debate too, is that it's not just enough to be offended, is you have to speak up that you're offended, be an ally, have everyone's best interests in mind.
You know what? How about everyone starts reporting fucking crimes? How about that? Okay? Instead of playing the three monkeys, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Right? That happens all the time. The last time you saw a car accident happen, did you stick around, Mitchell? Did you call the police? Or did you look at your wrist and be like, oh fuck, I'm late, I gotta skedaddle?
No, I actually got out of the car, and being trained in CPR, I had to make sure that everyone was okay because they were still in their cars. And I did call 911 and wait for the police and ambulance to arrive.
Wow.
So that was a bad example.
Samaritan.
It actually happened not far from here. Where was it? I think it was on Center.
All right, so now that I've disclosed that I'm a piece of shit, okay? Because I did. Well, what am I gonna do? I don't really. My CPR is not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Last time I gave CPR, my wife was like, "You're not supposed to be doing that thing with the tongue."
You were just
Yes.
very thorough.
You were checking for a pulse.
Yes, I was. I was checking a lot of various places. But anyways,
Okay.
What?
Moving
so
along.
ultra sensitive.
Wow.
Wowzer. So my my wife is actually, speaking of, is also a very good Samaritan, and she's actually gone to court.
Gone
yeah,
to court.
on someone else's behalf to report what she saw or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, but she's just like
She is.
all heart. That doesn't surprise me at all.
But how many of us, including me, would? I'm driving by. You know what? Maybe I'm rolling down my window as I'm driving by and I'm going,
No, I don't buy that first. Come on, we've had stuff go
Alright,
down
alright.
around here right away. As soon as you hear like somebody's yelling, Corey's up from his desk and like,
Already
running
talking to
over
security.
like, yeah, Joe, call security. I'm going to check what they're yelling at. You are
I
a
guess
nice
so.
guy too.
I'm not as nice. But you know what? There's a lot of nice people out there that are just going to drive by because they don't want the extra little bit.
Well, I think you've now thoroughly unproven your point.
Probably.
So
Probably.
I don't even
I have
remember the
no
point you're trying to
idea.
make,
I
to
have
be
no
honest.
idea. But my wife is also of the Good Samaritans. Mitchell's giving me the wrap it up sign.
Well, what are we at here? An hour?
I don't know, 40 some odd minutes.
More than
I don't
that.
know if we're even going to use this episode. How about that? How about that?
That's
There was supposed to be a Prague interview episode. Now what? We're just going to be waiting for Christmas? For Progmas? My goodness. So, okay. Let's do a little bit of fact finding before we have... Let's do our research, okay? Joe, please tell me.
Yeah.
Are there lots of occurrences of dengue fever in India? Because this has happened in India. Yeah,
you
Google
want me
it.
to
Let's
Google
see if
it?
we can...
I'm posting the
Oh,
picture
Ben
right now. If
Mitchell.
you guys
Why are you
want to look,
posting
I can't
It's
it?
Google
already up.
Told you not to.
It's just so, like, private. If you listen, it's a podcast.
So what are you gonna say if
Nothing.
I?
It's a podcast.
Okay. Okay.
Now, can you verify any claims of? Is this an issue in India? Because he acted like it's not a big deal. A lot of people get it. So Joe, part of
Okay.
yes.
Dengue is a viral disease transmitted by the infective bite of a particular mosquito known as
Indies or Andes or something like that.
Aedes aegypti. It is a very common disease in India since the last 2 decades. Dengue can affect everybody, irrespective of their age and gender. However, deaths are common amongst children during DHF outbreak.
Wow.
So it's apparently very common in India.
Alright.
I guess he probably did
He
have
probably
dengue
did it.
fever.
He's like, wasn't a big deal.
He's like, I went to my friend's house who was a doctor.
We're gonna have to get into it, okay? But basically, from the first interview I had, he said that he was gonna do some more fact checking with his parents on it. Now, this occurred 2 years ago, when Prague was, he became ill. He fell ill. But we'll have to figure out the legitimacy of this on the next amazing episode of Extra Legroom.
All right, you're a nice guy.
No, you're a nicer guy. The Good Samaritan, Mitchell. I think that's what we're going to call this episode.
It's actually
Good
what
Samaritan.
the act is
Being a
called.
good Samaritan.
There's an act. No, there's an act. Like, people are worried. Sometimes people don't stop to help. Like someone like you, for example. Not just because they're an asshole, but because they're scared. They're scared that if they do something to help and do something wrong, that they're going to get sued. Right? What if I try to give this guy CPR and I break his ribs and then he turns around
Aren't
and
you
sues?
supposed to break their ribs when you're doing it? You're
You're
doing it
supposed-
wrong unless you're breaking their ribs.
Once
That
you
is
hear the crack,
inaccurate.
it's all good.
That is inaccurate. But there's an act in Ontario called the Good Samaritan Act, which states that if you are helping and you're doing within the legal, like as long as you're not being negligent, like if you're trying to do CPR by like stomping on his chest with your heel, that's not going to fly. But as long as you're doing things and you don't have any malice, you can't be sued or prosecuted under the Good Samaritan Act.
I think people should look that up and not take Mitchell's word for it, although he is the fact finder of today. I believe there is a Good Samaritan Act, which means that at the end of the day, you have to try and help. You cannot just play the three monkeys and whatever. If you see something going wrong, it's your obligation.
Incorrect.
Okay, where the fuck?
I'm telling Corey, do you remember that I used to run
I
a
do.
first aid and CPR business?
Good
Okay.
Samaritan.
You should teach us.
law.
You don't have to. If you are a certified first aider, it's part
Not
of your
to be
requirements to do
confused
it.
with the duty to rescue. Good Samaritan laws offer legal protection to people who give reasonable assistance to those who are or whom they believe to be injured, ill, in peril, or otherwise incapacitated.
Thank you.
The protection is intended to reduce bystanders' hesitations to
The
assist
5%?
for fear
Thank
of being
you.
sued or
you.
prosecuted for
Thank
unintentionally
you. Thank you.
injury or wrongful death. An example of such, blah, blah,
Thank you.
blah.
Thank you. Thank you. We done? Thank you.
Good Samaritan laws may vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction.
Thank
You're welcome. Now, wait, let me finish the sentence. Due their interactions with various other legal principles, such as consent. So there are, and right to refuse treatment.
Of course.
You're choking. Would you like me to help you?
If they cannot respond, you have to assume that the answer would be yes.
I don't know if you want to make that assumption.
Under the Good Samaritan Act, you can. If they're unconscious, consent's implied. So actually, technically, if someone is choking, this is it's a funny one you brought up. So I'm sitting here choking. I've got my hands in my throat. I can't breathe. And you're asking me, do I want help? And I say no. You say, okay, I'll chill back. But as soon as I hit the ground and become unconscious, even though I've told you previously not to help me, now consent's implied because I'm unconscious. And you have to assume that I'd rather live than die.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
You're so
I
smart.
know, right?
Jesus.
So
not
we're
just-
talking
I know.
about consent to what? Why are you smiling with that? Well, I'm just saying.
Because I don't know where
I'm
you're
just
going
saying
with
we're
this.
talking about consent to help someone who is incapacitated, not
Yes.
the wrong type of consent because they're incapacitated. Well, hey,
That's right. They're unconscious.
different
Consent's
she was good
implied.
to go. I was like,
Oh God.
Let's wrap this episode.
That took such a dark
Yes.
turn.
all right, don't get confused, okay? Don't get confused, guys. If you want to look it up, it's the Good Samaritan Act, and the other is what can get you 5 to 10, maybe more. Okay? So, on that note, when you're picking your seat, pick the one with extra legroom.